In honor of Michael Jeffrey Jordan's 60th birthday, which he celebrated the other day on February 17th, I think it's only fitting that I defend him and his legacy. Okay? See, some of y'all OGs out there have been in the same situation I've been in. Since LeBron has broken the scoring record and now has the all-time record for most points scored in NBA history. Shout out to Bron for that, by the way. But since he's accomplished that feat, my young boy Antwain Dixon has been blowing my phone up in our group text and also in a personal text message. He just won't quit. Every single day, he is sending me something that some LeBron account has made to argue why LeBron is the greatest basketball player of all time. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I got shit to do. But he won't listen. And he also won't come on Put It On Something, which is the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game, by the way. So I got to go ahead and defend him. So this segment is an ode to Michael Jordan, but it's inspired by my young boy, Antwain Dixon. And we call him Zebo, okay? Zebo, I know you're watching. I know you're watching. So you won't come on here. But the world is about to hear me tear through all of your arguments right here, okay? But before I do that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, okay? Hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing to hit that button, okay? I am your homeboy first, and like I said, this is the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Put it on something, okay? If you're really down with me for real, join the channel, become an official member, okay? And even more so than that, feel free to hit that Cashapp. Anything you give will go back into the company as we continue on our quest, our goal to become the Walmart, the Amazon of black culture. Okay? So let's just go through these arguments. These are things that I've been hit with by my young boy Zebo. Okay? Let's start here. This is no particular order. He comes up with something different every day. Sometimes he goes back to stuff that I've already disproven or slapped him around on, okay? So here it is, the stat argument. He'll come at me and holler about how Bron is now the scoring king and he's top 5 in assists and all that kind of stuff. Well, okay. I offer him this. Now, he might not know this because he don't know football. Some of y'all know Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith is the all-time rushing leader in the NFL. All time. He broke a record that was held by Walter Payton. Sweetness. Okay. Emmitt Smith has been an NFL MVP. He's been a Super Bowl MVP. He has 3 championships, which was a part of the Cowboys dynasty of the 1990s. So he checks team success. He checks individuals success. He is the stat king in terms of rushing yards. But I can't remember the last time I heard somebody say to me that Emmitt Smith is the greatest running back they've ever seen. I can't remember the last time I heard that. Can't remember. People say to me, Barry Sanders. That's what I got. You feel me? That I've seen. Okay. Because I'm too young. I'm an OG to Zebo, but I'm too young to have really seen Walter Payton. But I have heard My OGs say Walter Payton. Okay. And them triple OGs swear by Jim Brown. But not Emmitt Smith. Even though he has the all-time rushing title, MVP, Super Bowl MVP, part of a dynasty, and he was the bus driver. Yeah, you got Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, but that offense was Emmitt Smith in that line. Then why don't they choose Emmitt? Because the eye test, you see something different. You see something's different. When you compare Emmitt to Barry Sanders, you look and see, it's a little something different there. You compare Emmitt Smith to Walter Payton or to Jim Brown, you say a little something different there. Same thing with Michael and LeBron. Just a difference. Those clutch moments. Yeah, you can throw me stats and say that Bron leads in all time and go ahead baskets or whatever they came up with. I don't even know how long they've been charting that. One thing I was saying said 96, 97. Well, goddamn, you ain't even got the 84 to 1993 Jordan up in there. And I'm mentioning that. I ain't even counting 95, 96. But I'm talking about 84 to 93. That show enough was dope Jordan in. You ain't even got that up in there. If that's the stat we going by. But even that, you can't just go by that shit. Some games, I like to say, I don't need a game winning shot if I'm blowing your ass out. Maybe you in closer games and have more opportunities to hit a go ahead basket. Who knows? If you play longer, you can have more go ahead baskets. But the eye test, watching those guys play, you just know. Guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe, they want that action in that moment. You know that. It was a difference. That's just one difference. There are other things you can point to. Give you another example. Let's go to baseball. Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron, many still hold him as the all-time home run king. Because some people say that Barry Bonds is tainted. Okay, so let's roll. I hear very few people call Hank Aaron the GOAT. Hank Aaron was great throughout his career. He was great young. He was great old. Sound familiar? He was Mr. Consistent. Okay, whether it was home run, whether it was RBIs, he hit for average. This man was great. Most people still take Willie Mays. Why? When they watch some of this, like Willie, man, that's different. Also, we're gonna go to stat argument now. Y'all gotta look at the defense of the day. We know defense has been completely legislated out of the game. Come on now. We know that. When you watch NBA basketball, it is not the same basketball that you watch on the high school level or the college level, even. It's not. Why? Because it's the entertainment business. And so they've legislated out certain things so you can't have those 92 to 88 games or 78 to 83 games. They didn't want that. That wasn't good for ratings. Okay. Now, when it had got to that point in the late 90s, you still had Michael Jordan in the league. So just having one of the most famous people on earth still in the league, somebody who in the sports world, the only person I can think of that had the kind of juice that Michael Jordan has globally was Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? So that energy can still carry the league. But once he left, that's tough. You know, the fair weather fan, the casual fan don't want to watch that rugged ass shit. So the league had to do some things. Take out the hand check, which the good teams would do that. I know you might be able to go watch some clips and say, there ain't nobody hand check. The good teams would. Chicago, Detroit in late 80s and early 90s, the Knicks throughout the 90s, the Pacers. These are some physical teams. Physical teams. Gotta get that shit out of there. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. The coaching philosophies, allowing folks to shoot more threes, spreads the court more. Now, guys who what they do best is drive, like LeBron, it becomes easier for them to score. Speeding up the game, moving away from a 10-second violation in the backcourt to an 8-second violation. So you got to go ahead and get the shit rolling. If you get an offensive rebound, moving it from you get a new 24 to now you just get a new 14. Doing shit to speed the game up because they want more points. Therefore, more stats. Come on, man. Rebounds. Ain't no need for no box out no more. Everybody spread out around the 3-point line. And that one person that's in might crash the glass. It's easy to get a defensive rebound. So, of course, Bron numbers supposed to be stacked. Long as he got some shooters around him, driving lanes open, he gonna score. Either he gonna score, get fouled, or he gonna kick it to a shooter. So there's your assist. Or there's your bucket. Yeah, he gonna get rebound. Ain't nobody to go against him. And he's 6'9", 270 pounds. It just makes sense. Come on, man. Mess me with that shit. Another one that I get hit with is, he didn't win without Scottie Pippen. Now, first of all, I told a little ass with that shit. Scottie didn't win without him. People love to throw that damn 93-94 team up in my face. Okay. Oh, they didn't even fall off that much. Look at what they lost in the second round. What are y'all talking about? And you say, well, in terms of the games that they won, it was right there. In 92, 93, they were just coasting. Okay. You've seen modern evidence of this. You saw with the Warriors, with Kevin Durant, where they basically like chilling during the regular season, just trying to make it to their real season in the playoff. You saw with LeBron and them in Cleveland, where he was just basically chilling, wasn't trying to go for the number one seed. He knew he was going to beat everybody ass in the playoffs anyway. Like with him and Kyrie and Kevin Love, he was like, fuck it. I know we're going to beat y'all ass. I don't care whatever arena I walk in. Hell, we can have a 6 seed, 7 seed, 8 seed. We still going to beat your ass. That's what they were home in the 93 season. So when you come into the 93 to 94 season, hell, everybody hella motivated then. Because they got to try to step up without Mike. Plus, Jerry Krause finally gets Tony Kukoc to play. You feel me? That was a big deal. Pip was the man now. Pip was the thing that made that thing go. Okay, I've gone back. I'm watching those playoffs right now. It was clearly Pip's team. Okay. And I love Pip, but we lost. Okay. I was Bull fan at the time. Even when Mike left, I stayed down with Pip. We lost second round. Once Pip left the Bulls, went to Houston. That shit didn't work. Went to Portland. They choked against my Lakers. Yeah, I went to the Lakers with Phil Jackson. Okay. And Diet Mike, aka Kobe Bean Bryant, long live Bean. They lost. The Blazers did. Choked us a big lead in game 7. Pip even talks about in his book how, like, in that moment they needed somebody like Mike. because he wished he would have stepped up and been more forceful with the leadership that they needed. Come on, man. But even with Pip, you gotta have somebody. This ain't goddamn tennis or golf or boxing. We penalizing somebody because they needed somebody to step up and at least become an all-star. Are we gonna say that about Magic and Kareem? Come on, man. Are we talking about LeBron? All his titles have come with other superstars that he did not help grow them into superstars. Michael Jordan had to help grow Scottie Pippen into a superstar. Scottie Pippen admits this. Brun ain't helped D Wade grow into no fucking superstar. D Wade was that. He was already Flash. He was already a Finals MVP. He was already an MVP candidate for the league. Chris Bosh was already a perennial all-star. Kyrie Irving was already number one pick in the draft after only playing 11 games at Duke. Rookie of the year. He wasn't winning, but he was already hella talented. Kevin Love was an all-NBA performer in Minnesota. Bron ain't make him that. Bron done fucked up his legacy and Kevin Love's legacy in a lot of people's eyes. Kevin Love came to the Cavs and took a step back. So now folks act like that man never could hoop. Anthony Davis already was a PER darling before lacing him up with LeBron James. Bron ain't grow him into that. So all Bron championships have been won with superstar talent that was already groomed on their own. Mike had to help Scottie become that shit. Come on, man. Stop it. That's why I tell Zebo, stop it. Stop it. Oh, then he hits me with, well, Mike had a super team. He had Scottie Pippen and he had Dennis Rodman and Tony Kukoc and Steve Kerr. Lord have mercy. Most of y'all right now can't name for me who the leading rebounder in the NBA right now. You can't. But then you want to throw up Dennis Rodman when that's all he could do was rebound the basketball and play on-ball defense. Wasn't a rim protector. Okay. Y'all don't even value that shit that he did well, but you want to throw him in somebody's face. Why? Because he had tattoos and crazy hair and fuck Madonna and Carmen Electra. But like just a basic guy like Ben Wallace. You don't respect Ben Wallace like that. Because he ain't do none of the crazy shit I just talked about. And that man got probably more defensive player of the year than Worm, I think. Can argue he was the driving force behind his championship. I know Chauncey got the Finals MVP, but shit, that team known for defense, and that man was a defense. Or the key element, the anchor of the defense. But folks don't talk about it like that. And I love Worm. Worm was a bad motherfucker. But LeBron can't play with no player like Dennis Rodman. A one-way player, a one-way defensive player who can't space the flow. So the defense can really guard 5-on-4. Bro, can't play with that. That shit ain't gonna mess. Oh, and by the way, Michael Jordan already had 3 championships before ever lacing them up with Dennis Rodman. Won 3 championships with Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. Guess y'all gonna tell me that's super team too, huh? Then Tony Kukoc. Tony Kukoc won a 6th man of the year, true enough. Tony Kukoc has made it to the Hall of Fame, true enough. But you go look up Tony Kukoc's number. Come on now. It's called the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not called the NBA Hall of Fame for a reason. That man is in the Hall of Fame because of his contributions overall. He helped grow the game by being a European player on that 90s Bull, that back end of that dynasty. That man there helped usher in guys like Luka. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. He ain't just in the Hall of Fame because he was on All-Star and All NBA and shit like that. Tony Kukoc wasn't doing that. And Steve Kerr, what the fuck? Go look up Steve Kerr numbers. They weren't even allowing Steve Kerr to do what he did best because they weren't allowing guys to really shoot threes like that. Steve Kerr would eat today. He would be spot shooting your ass to death today. Y'all saw that game-winning shot he made? That was a two-pointer. That was a mid-range spot up. One of the dumbest shots ever in basketball, a mid-range spot up. And all you got to do is extend a few more feet and get an extra point. But they do. Coaching philosophies back then. But to bring up guys like Steve Kerr or John Paxson when LeBron and played with Ray Allen, who had become a spot shooter. Who y'all want? An older Ray Allen or John Paxson, Steve Kerr? I'll fucking wait. LeBron and played with Kyle Korver. Come on, man. Stop the nonsense. Stop it. Just stop it. Okay? Worm didn't make any All-NBA teams with the Bulls. He didn't make no All-Star team with the Bulls. He was a rebound king, and we fucking needed that. But come on, man. Come on now. The ball was cold. They needed a rebound. Tony Kukoc was great at what he did. Driving forward behind that team, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And y'all know this, man. Stop playing. Zebo like to hit me with LeBron has faced better finals competition. Love throwing the Warriors in there. The 73-9 Warriors. God damn it, the Bulls went 72-10 and won the title. They didn't have to go no 7 games in the conference finals. Folks forget that the 73-9 Warriors damn near got put out by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, who y'all want to act like he can't play basketball. They were up 3-1 on the damn Warriors. So how cold was that Warriors team then if they sat up there and damn near got bounced in the conference? Come on, man. And we don't want to talk about finals competition, but the real smoke that Jordan faced was in his own conference. Check this out. Now, you tell me who's supposed to win this fucking series, okay? You tell me who's supposed to win this series. Let's go to 1986, okay? This is that series where Mike had the legendary series where, he went off and scored all them points, to my, all right, where he dropped that 49 in game 1 and came back and hit that 63 in game 2, okay? These were the Bulls starters in that series, okay? Kyle Macy, Michael Jordan, Orlando Woolridge, Charles Oakley, and Dave Corzine. Now, George Gervin was on the team, but he came off the bench in very limited minutes. The Iceman, okay? So for y'all motherfuckers that want to say, oh, he had a Hall of Fame on that team, that man was on the back end of his career, okay? If not, career finna be over after this year, if I'm not mistaken, okay? But definitely on the back end of his career. He came off the bench in limited minutes. All right. So starting lineup for the Bulls. Kyle Macy. You don't know who the fuck that is. Michael Jordan, Orlando Woolridge, Charles Oakley, Dave Corzine. Look up Dave Corzine. All right. The Celtics starters were Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish. Oh, and Bill Walton was coming off the bench. Okay? So that team that Celtics team had 5 Hall of Famers. The Bulls had 2. One of those 2 came off the bench in very limited minutes. I'm just telling you, he got 2 because, hey, technically he's on the team. They had 1 Hall of Famer getting playing time. That was Jordan. Come on, man. Stop the bullshit. And he was clearly still the best player on the floor. Come on. You want to go to the 1987 playoffs where they lost to the Celtics again in the first round. Okay, you want to go there? Bull starters. Got Paxson, Jordan, Gene Banks. Okay? You don't know who the fuck Gene Banks is. Charles Oakley and Dave Corzine. Now, these ain't my notes. I ain't on Basketball Reference right now. I watched the game. So these are just, I'm reading my notes right now. Okay? The Celtics starter. Again, Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson, Bird, McHale, and Parrish. In game 1 of that damn series, Larry Bird took 7 shots and they still won. That's how fucking loaded they were. 7 shots. Still won. They were fucking loaded. Now you might say, Bird, why you skip 85? What happened at 85? Okay, I ain't got no problem going there. Okay? Bull starters was Wes Matthews. Okay? That's Wes Matthews, Jr. Daddy. Jordan, Woolridge, Greenwood, and Corzine. You ever heard of Greenwood? You don't know who they were. I can't remember who he was, and I watched the fucking game. Okay. The Buck starter was Craig Hodges, who went on to play with the Bulls. That was a busser. He wasn't being used probably for real, because he had that tray ball for real. Shooting guard was Sidney Moncrief, one of the greatest defensive guards ever. Could also score. Okay, so great two-way player. A small forward was Paul Pressey, okay, who I heard during the telecast, he was the first point forward, not Pip, okay. Power forward was Terry Cummings, who during the one of those games, they called him the prototypical power forward for the future, okay. Terry Cummings. This man, again, this is from my notes, from me watching game, this motherfucker would have been a Hall of Famer if he did not get hurt. He was a difference in that series, okay? For real. Both he and Moncrief were all-stars that year, by the way, okay? And at center, they had Lister. So that's a solid-ass team. The Bucks get overshadowed for that era because of the Celtics and the Pistons and the 76ers. But this was a solid-ass Milwaukee Bucks team, okay? Solid. So losing to them ain't nothing to be ashamed of, especially as a fucking rookie who still came out. First playoff game ever, 23 points, 10 assists, 4 boards, 3 steals versus these guys. Okay? That ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of at all. So he only played 3 years without Pip. And then when Pip comes in his 4th year, well, Pippen is the only reason why he finally got over the hump and won the playoff series. Pip was coming off of the bench all year, which may have been the wrong move. Doug Collins may have been, maybe Doug should have been starting them all year. I know Scotty did come in with back problems and stuff like that. Okay, maybe that played a role in his lack of play. But whatever the case was, that year, Michael Jordan was the MVP, the scoring champ, the defense player of the year. What are we talking about? So we clearly see who was the driving force behind the damn team. What the fuck are we talking about? So I showed you who the man had on the squad in the East initially. Showed you the type of shit he was facing. And I ain't even made it to the Pistons yet. Folks try to act like the Pistons just were beating folks up. Pistons were a good basketball team with numerous Hall of Famers. Okay? Whether you take the first time they lost to the Bulls. Whether you take the first time the Bulls lost to the Pistons. You got Isaiah Thomas, you got Joe Dumars, them Hall of Famers right there. You got Dennis Rodman, that's a Hall of Famer right there. Then you got Adrian Dantley. That's 4 Hall of Famers right there. That ain't even counting all them other guys on the squad, like Mahorn and Leon Bill, who's just solid as fuck. That's 4 Hall of Famers. Go watch the game. Adrian Danley was a bucket. Nobody can guard him down there on the block. He don't get a bucket or get fouled. You move to the next year when they got rid of Adrian Danley, brought in Mark Aguirre. Mark Aguirre was a 30 ball in Dallas. He took a lesser role so his team could win and for him to be with his homie Isaiah. And it worked. But he was a bucket. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Averaged 20 for his career, 2 championships. Before taking that lesser role, he was a walking 25 bare minimum. So you can say they got Isaiah, you got Joe, you got Worm, Dennis Rodman, and so that 3 Hall of Famers are possible. So it really should be 4. Versus Mike, Scott, and Horace. Come on, man. What we talking about? What we talking about, dog? It was real. Fuck, we talking about the final shit. He got the East. He got the East. It's hitters in the East. Just like nowadays, they're West. For the longest, it's just the West. Now, I know the East has gotten better now, but for the longest, it was just that West. Whoever came out that West probably finna win the championship. Yeah, a few teams break through. The 04 Pistons broke through. I hate even thinking about that, but the 04 Pistons broke through. Okay. The 08 Celtics broke through. 06, if I'm not mistaken, 06 Heat broke through. When LeBron came into the league, it was in the midst of 2 Western dynasties. And that Spurs dynasty lasted from the late 90s. They won their first one in 99. Shit, all the way to till Duncan left the game. They're West. All them hitters that have been in the West. My Lakers, the Spurs, Melo and shit. What Melo was going through over there in the West. You know what I'm saying? Hitters. The damn East had the Hawks won 60 games in the East. Al Horford in them. Stop this. The Raptors led by Kyle Lowry. Led by DeMar DeRozan. Great players, but them guys really ain't no ones on a championship level team. I was just looking up some shit for another segment and thinking about one of the Mississippi GOATs, Monte Ellis. That man averaged 26 one year and didn't make the All-Star team in the West because the West had them hitters. Come on, man. Talk to me about no finals competition. Oh, this is another one of his favorites. Oh, LeBron makes all his teammates better. Listen to what you say when you say it. It makes all his teammates better. Did Russell Westbrook look better with LeBron? Did Kevin Love look better with LeBron? Did Chris Bosh look better with LeBron? Did Jay Crowder look better with LeBron? Did all these cats who come in start missing, and everybody starts saying they can't do this, can't do that. Then they go somewhere else and look like stud. Kyle Kuzma, he looked better with LeBron. Now, to LeBron's credit, though, the early years, he made Anderson Varejao look better. He made some of those guys look better. But it was to a point. He didn't raise them up to superstar level as well, like Mike was able to help Scottie Pippen rise up to superstar level. They reached a point. That's it. Make everybody better. You think because somebody pass it to because I pass it to you, then you made a shot, I made you better. There are other ways I can make you better. I can make you get your ass in that weight room. I can make you make your defensive rotation. I can make your ass pay attention to this film. I can make your ass go to sleep on this road so we can get up tomorrow and get to shoot around and do our work. There are other ways of making people better other than passing them the basketball. There are other forms of leadership on a basketball team other than me just assisting the basketball. But these bronze stands, like my young boy Zebo, they find some and they just cling to that. But miss me with that. He claims that it's a watered down era. It's a watered down era of basketball that Mike dominated because everyone is more skilled today. The guys of today, like every generation, they steal from the guys of the past and then they put their own spin on it. Jordan stole from guys like Dr. J and David Thompson. He talks about this. Kobe stole from Michael Jordan. He talks about it. You can see it. They got whole montages, compilations put together about how Kobe's game mirrored Mike. These guys today steal from Kobe. Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Kawhi Leonard, all these guys talking about they go to the Mamba Academy. Well, who the Mamba learn his shit from? Who the Mamba can be seen talking to at the All-Star game, trying to find out, man, how do I do this? Come on, dog. Come on, man. Really, are we gonna do this? Oh, he hit me with this. Oh, Jordan choked in the playoffs too. You know, like Bron choked in 2011 against the Mavs. And then some king put this together, and I had to send it to my young boy. I guess this is what he called the choke job. Listen to these playoff averages. Now, mind you, Mike got the overall point per game record for the playoffs and for the regular season too, by the way. Okay. This is what this motherfucker did in the playoff. This is every playoff series. It's not in chronological order. It's from the highest point per game average to the lowest, and it's including all of his playoff series. So whether it was a win or a loss, okay. And shout out to Brado. All right, at Brado NBA. All right, I'm gonna shout you out for that one. You know what I'm talking about? You put this together. All right. Now again, my boy Tebow said that Jordan choked in the playoffs. Okay. Let's look at this. He averaged 45.2 points per game in 1988 in round one. That was a sweep for the Bulls. 45 in round one in 1992. That was a sweep for the Bulls. He averaged 44 in round one, 1986. Got swept by the Celtics, but he averaged 44 points per game. Okay. In 1990, he averaged 43 points per game in the semifinals. Okay. Conference semifinals, that is. All right, won that series 4-1. He averaged 41 points per game in 1993 finals. Won that 4-2. Okay. I'm gonna expedite this, but y'all look for the point per game average that represents choking. Okay. All right, I just told you about the 93 finals where he averaged 41. Let's go for the 40, 37, 37, 36, 36, another 36. That's in a round one loss against the Celtics. Okay. Another 36, 34, 36, 34, excuse me, 33, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 31, 31, 31, 30, 30, 29.8, which is 30. 29.8 again, which is 30. 29.7, that's 30. 29.6, 29.5, 29.3, 29, 27.4, 27.3, and 26.6. The man's lowest playoff average in a series is 26.6 points per game in 1997 in the semifinals in a 4-1 series win. Come on, man. His lowest in a series loss is 27.4 in 1988 when they lost to the Pistons in 5. His lowest is LeBron's career regular season average. His highest is 45 a fucking game. What the fuck are we talking about? Where is the choke? Some list he sent me had said that Jordan choked against the Magic in 95. Okay. Y'all want to know what he averaged in 95? Against the old Magic, he averaged 30 points a game. We're still having a baseball body, and that's his fault. His arrogance. Thinking he could just go play baseball, come back at the end of the season. Woo, woo. That was arrogance. I ain't giving him no slack. He lost. The team lost. That was hubris. He should have known better, but he didn't choke. He did not choke. And one of the last ones he went with, oh, you got Phil Jackson. Can I interest y'all in Paul Westhead? Ever heard of Paul Westhead? Probably haven't heard of Paul Westhead. Why not? Because after Paul Westhead won a championship with the Lakers, you know, the championship that everybody talks about with Magic Johnson went dumb when Kareem was out and he played center and did all this stuff. Paul Westhead was the head coach. See, Pat Riley got 4 championships with the Lakers. Magic Johnson got 5. You might wonder, well, where was Pat for the first? Paul Westhead got that championship. You don't know Paul Westhead because Paul Westhead didn't get a chance to stay with Magic and Kareem. How many titles would he have? Maybe he'll be on some GOAT list. Phil Jackson was a great coach in terms of the mental aspects of the game and the defensive side of the game. But the Bulls already had a top defense in the league when Doug Collins was the coach. Michael Jordan had already been Defensive Player of the Year when Doug Collins was the coach. Michael Jordan already get 30 points a game when Doug Collins, or should do any one of his coaches. He could do that. So you can make a sound argument that eventually the Bulls would have broke through no matter who the fucking coach was. Doug Collins had them progressing. Him and Jerry Krause fell out. Sound familiar? So I just couldn't let Z-Bo or any of these Brunstein get out on my boy. Just turned 60. He gave $10 million to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Biggest donation they've ever had. He built a couple of clinics or something like that in North Carolina. So he's trying to do better with social shit. He pledged a bunch of money to social justice, trying to do better with social shit. He was terrible at it during his time. When it came on the court, the man handled business, and he means something to cats like me. Part of the reason I am who I am is because of Michael Jordan. His competitiveness showed me an example of what I should be. His drive to be great showed me an example of what I should be, what I've worked hard to be. So it's a sports debate, you know what I'm talking about. But the man means something to me. You feel me? And I just happen to be right. Happen to be right as well. All right. But happy birthday once again. Happy 60th birthday, that is, to Michael Jeffrey Jordan once again. The greatest player in NBA history. Put it on some.
Thank you so much for watching my daddy's YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and turn on your post notifications. Okay, how do I do it?